And welcome to the daily live tarot stream and sometimes astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. I'm known as I'm Around Here, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, I normally spend the first 10 or 15 minutes. Sorry, I'm putting moisturizer on my hands. I usually spend the first 10 or 15 minutes. I take your questions out of the chat. Anything in all caps is talking when you're talking to me, and then other than that, just type normally. Because people here are people around here are really friendly, and thank you for that. Seriously, whew, it's YouTube. It could get ugly. So just trying to catch up here. I do have my microphone. Okay, I do have my microphone in, so that's good. That's good. And yeah, if you're watching this on replay, down in the pinned first comment, or eventually in the description box, there'll be the list of questions covered today and the timestamping. You can just click on the number and go straight to whatever you are interested in. And of course, I put moisturizer on my hands before I put this little hair clip to keep my hair back out of my face. And my hands are slick because they're covered in moisturizer. That was smart. Yeah. Anyway, we have the best moderators on the internet. That is absolutely, it's the truth. It's a scientific fact. It's like gravity and steam engines. It just is. You guys keep us safe. Thank you for that. So this is Grace. Where are you, Boo-Boos and Kitty? I just called him, but I don't know where he is. He isn't. I didn't see him in his normal haunts. So he's around, but I don't know where. I can't even go get him. Autumn is the best card reader. Boo-Boos and Kitty is our Zen master. Thank you, Pammy. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for him too, because I'm sure he can feel your appreciation. He can feel the energy. All right. Okay, and it's Sunday. Yep, Sunday. So later on, I will be talking about briefly as I can. After I do your tarot questions, I'm going to tack on some time at the end because I want to talk about. What happened in the past few days that suddenly the bubble burst around Donald Trump. Like, oh, suddenly people are realizing things that he's been doing for years, and it's suddenly starting to break through. It's like, really shocking. Yeah. Racist comments and awful. It's like, okay, I've got to look at the astrology. So I printed out, and I'll get to this later, but I printed out the transits for September 3rd when the Atlantic article came out about what Trump had been saying about the troops forever. And we'll go over this and what I think, spoiler, I think that's the main thing that happened. But I think it was a combination of things that just came into. There he is. I was wondering where you were. Come here. Come here. Wait, look, Kitty. Oh, precious. Hello, good boy. Hello, good boy. How are you? Hello, sweetness. Hello, sweetness. You are the precious. Yes, you are. You are the precious. Oh, you're sitting on my lap. That's fine. That's fine. Come on. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, you are a good boy. All right. So I will look at that a little bit later to what happened. Boo boo. Yes. People are glad to see you, including me. I was wondering about the astrology of that too, Pink says. Okay, well, that's what we're going to look at later. So that's coming up. Coming up this hour. Mystical Marina, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so, but for now, we're going to start with the usual because it is September, and then halfway through October. Oh, the kitty purring. Hang on, I'm gonna move my microphone down so you got to hear this. Oops, sorry. I don't know if you guys could hear the purring, but it's very cute. It's very cute. Okay, but okay. So what we're doing in September and into October. Yes, there's nothing like a kitty purr. Okay, I'll wait to get the cards because I'd have to reach over and disturb him. So we're looking at, I kept saying forever, Donald Trump's the worst president ever. It's like, really? Well, let's have a look. So every day, taking a very short amount of time to just look at each of the presidents in turn. So he's the sixth. So we're looking at the sixth president, who was John Quincy Adams. And I've got his chart here as well. He was a one-term president, and you're killing me, Smalls. I love kitties. I hope he's allergic. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Okay, John Quincy Adams. He was a one-term president, and basically, in the same way that, well, let's do just a very, very brief mention that guess that little preview of tomorrow. Guess who our seventh president was in the United States? Andrew Jackson, the president that Trump has a painting of hanging by his desk in the Oval Office. So, yeah, that's tomorrow. And basically, what happened, John Quincy Adams, he basically made a deal with someone, I think his name was Henry Clay, in Congress. So the election was so close that it had to go to the I think it was the House, if I remember correctly. But they had to. It was a mess. And one of the person that John Quincy Adams, one of the people that they were trying to decide between was him and Andrew Jackson. So Adams got in for one term, but he couldn't get what he wanted through Congress. Jackson was a constant thorn in his side. Kitten. It was, yeah, he was, and he, I'm surprised actually, because he wasn't, I can say very, very briefly that about John Quincy Adams, our seventh president. He was very quiet in general, but he was ambitious. And one of his favorite things to do is every day he went for a walk, first early in the morning, brisk walk, and went, and I kid you not, skinny dipping in the Potomac. And yes, every morning, President of the United States, John Quincy Adams, skinny dipping in the Potomac before breakfast. And this was such a routine that a reporter who really wanted an interview came and sat on Adams' clothes until Adams agreed to give an interview. So I you gotta know how to work that. You gotta know how to work the system. The Potomac was a lot cleaner back then. True. So anyway, but he didn't like politics, which is kind of, but I can understand. He had a caring. He had a his son was in Cancer, which is the big mom of the zodiac. But it was in the 12th house, which is often called the hidden house. So people like that. I don't know. The first person who just came into mind, George Michael, the singer. He had a 12th house sun, and he'd go out and he'd perform and he'd do his thing, but his private, I mean, other than, the scandals, his private life, he just wanted to go home. He did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He helped a lot of people and never got credit for it, never wanted credit for it. So it's a hidden house, all right? So that's his sense of self, right there. Sun, sense of self. His moon, and I'll look this up so you can see it in a minute. His moon is your emotional needs. We're in Capricorn, which is big dad of the zodiac. Think of England, aristocracy, status. They're often workaholics, but he had this emotional need for status, for achievement, and right here he had a Leo ascendant. So this is how you present yourself. Your ascendant, how you present yourself. Was Leo, the king, the royalty. Okay, that's also, he had Mars on his ascendant and Mercury. So the way he presented himself would be forceful rhetoric. Mars is force, and Mercury is communication. Okay. And the fact that actually that his sun is here at 18 degrees and his moon is here at 15, it makes me wonder if he was born during an eclipse or very close to an eclipse. It would have to be the exact degree, but yeah, I'm wondering. Anyway, so this is Adams, John Quincy Adams. And so he presented himself in this very flash need to lead. He presented himself as a leader or someone who could lead, and he was forceful about it and using forceful communication right up here. So that when you met him, this would have been very apparent in any time you were dealing with him because of so this would be how he presented himself. And he had this emotional need to rise in status, they're the workaholics of the zodiac and what have you. And his sense of self is his water-based emotional sense of self. I mean, Cancer is known for having the hard outer shell, hard to get, like they don't just let anybody in. But that's because once you get past the hard outer shell, they're just all gushy inside. So all sensitive and gushy, but it was well hidden in this 12th house. So people saw this more able to go out and be more aggressive, but his self wasn't. It was a disconnect, something of a disconnect from all of this, which is what people would see. And Pluto, power, was only 5 degrees away from the moon. The moon and the sun had these wider orbs, about 10 degrees in each direction. So this was like a Pluto. So this is very intense. Pluto is intense emotional needs. So anyway, that's the deal with him. He was not a slave owner. No, not the founder of the Adams family. I want to say wasn't our second president Adams, wasn't he his grandfather or something? I thought they were related. So John Quincy Adams, not a slave owner. Yay! The bar is set so low at this point with these early. Ginny's saying he loved astronomy and eclipses. He wrote sonnets to them. Oh, that's beautiful. So the bar is set really low for what makes you a decent person when it comes to these early presidents. So many of them did great things, but yeah, the whole slave thing, no, disgusting. And they knew it at the time too. So, yay, because the next from here, I think, because we're at the 6th, and I think we have to get to the 13th president before we get to one who, again, wasn't a slave owner. And not only tomorrow was Andrew Jackson a slave owner, but he didn't free them in his will. He didn't, yeah, it's awful anyway. John Quincy Adams was John Adams. Oh, he was a son. Oh, your family's related. Cool. I thought it was a grandfather. His son. Okay, that works too. So anyway, this is John Quincy Adams. So the question is, he had Jackson, who was a thorn in his side the whole time. Congress got in his way constantly. But the question is, was John Quincy Adams a better president than Donald J. Trump? All right. John Quincy Adams. There are these little things that I should have known, but I may have known at one time, but it's been so long since I was in school that I don't even think I knew, or if I do, I completely forgot. George Washington was a redhead. And he hated wigs, but it was a fashion at the time, and he preferred to just wear his hair long in a ponytail. But for portraits and things, he would powder his hair so that it looked fashionable. But he was a redhead. I didn't know that. So I just assumed his hair was, brown or whatever. But no. All right. John Quincy Adams. Let's see here. Let me reach my energy out. Sorry, I'm going to close my eyes here for a second so I can't see the chat. G-Day, thank you so much. Goodness. Thank you. Okay, more of a forceful personality than I gave him credit for. Okay. He was blocked, but he was frustrated. But oh, okay, more a firecracker like his grandfather, father, than I expected. Because yeah, John, second president, yeah, I was surprised. He was a firecracker, and goodness, yeah, he's frustrated. He was very frustrated. He was more of a fighter than I expected. Okay, so how was your presidency? Angry. He's frustrated. He's oh, he had great plans. He worked hard, but if that's sweet. Oh, jeez, drop my pen. Oh, sweetheart, you're okay. You're okay. He wasn't given a mandate. It was contentious. He didn't like the he didn't like the politics side of it, and yeah. Come here, sweetie. Come here, precious one. You're very good. Yes, you are. You're very good. You're a good kid. No, no, no.
And not only tomorrow was Andrew Jackson's granddaughter, but
no. Okay, to refresh. All right. Sorry. Hi. But he was more of a decent human being. Here, I'll leave that. You can leave here. That's fine. That's fine, sweetie. That's fine. Good boy. Okay. Adams. Lynotte's saying he also spent time as a diplomat in the court of Catherine the Great. Okay, and so what would you think of? Oh boy, you are a firecracker. And it makes sense, yeah, the skinny dipping thing, then wanting to walk first thing in the morning with his Mars on his ascendant. Whew, boy, you look just kind of old and quiet in your pictures. No, I'm precious. What do you think of? I'm gonna put the cards on my lap. I'll show them to you though. What do you think of Trump? A lot like, oh, I'm getting, he's basically saying, yeah, a lot like Jackson. Okay, I've got the card of communication. I've got the Knight of Cups. Hello, cutie. Good cutie. Got Temperance in the middle. Got the Sun. And I've got the Moon. He would tell, the center of this is Temperance. He would tell Trump, shut up. This is, you need to communicate to have any, you have to have decency, you have to care, you have to, yeah, it's like dealing with Jackson all over again. It's just the stupidity and the belligerence and the, yeah, and I'm not saying Jackson was stupid. We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, Adams not a fan. Constant thorn in his side. But yeah, and it just all ends in chaos, like it did when Jackson became president after Adams did. Just chaotic. So, all right. 3 cards was Adams a John Quincy Adams better president than Trump? King of Cups. Yeah, he was a Cancer. He cared. Deep down, he cared. He cared about people. He cared about the country. He wasn't. He fought hard, but he cared. Hanged Man. Queen of Cups. 9 of Nine of Wands. He could have told us. He would have told us, like, hey, why didn't people? You should have asked me in 2016. Hello, good boy. Hello, good boy. You should have asked me in 2016 because I could have told you what was going to happen. He's just another. It just ends in everyone being exhausted, and you have to be careful. You have to care for the country. You have to care for the country. You have to care for people. He came in under a weak mandate, but you have to care for the people, or it just goes into chaos, and everyone's exhausted and beaten up, and it doesn't end well. It's like, I could have told you. So anyway, all right. So that is it for John Quincy Adams. Yes, it is. Yes, Squeaker Funny. Yes, Precious One. You are the good boy. Yes, you are. You are the good boy. You are. You're tired. I can tell you're tired. You're a tired kitten. Yes, you are. Okay. Alrighty. Just gonna move this. Hey. Did you just hiss at me? Did you? Did somebody's tired? You're tired. Hi. No hissing. Come on, over here. Up here. Come on. Over here. Here. There you go. Please don't drink my drink. Please don't drink my iced tea. Why don't you just lie down? Get some rest. Oh, sweetie. Yes, he is a squeaker. He's this little squeaker. He has the squeakiest little high-pitched meow. But anyway, all right, questions about the Trump era. Yikes. All right, go up here. John. When I refreshed, I'm so sorry if I've missed, it got rid of, dumped some of your questions, but I couldn't, everything went haywire and I had to refresh. Sorry. John is saying, I'll bet Adams didn't urge his buddies to grab anything. Yep. Well, or if he did, you know, he wasn't, yeah. Looking for anything in all caps. Oh, Kristen's here from Uncover the News. And now the news with Kristen. What have you got, Kristen? Well, news. Military officials are discussing disobeying unlawful orders over fears of what Trump might do. This is an ex-Marine lawmaker. Good. All right. Maria, hey, is the minus 45 October surprise the Russian non-vaccine? Well, let's have a look. We haven't looked at what are the Republicans going to try to come out with as an October surprise? Because you're going to have to come up with something better than Hunter Biden bashing. But, well, they lack imagination. You're tired, sweetie. Get some rest. Just get some rest, good boy. Yeah, good. No, that tail's gone. This happens when he's tired. Good boy. Good boy. It's okay. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Loved astronomy. Sun. Okay. Catherine's asking, will Trump's financial documents leak out? Let's have a look at that. Thank you again, G-Day. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay. Kristen has more news. The White House is calling Michael Cohen's tell-all memoir fan fiction. Yeah, I made some graphics last night. I put them on Twitter, just with quotes from the Washington Post article. The Washington Post put out an article with some quotes, and so I just created some simple graphics and put them up on Twitter. I have 5 of them. It's like, oh, great. Kristen is also telling us that the mooch, Anthony Scaramucci, is tweeting, "We have more surprises in store next week." Yeah, you've burned through a whole lot of my, you know, I know Cohen's a convicted felon. I know that Cohen has done some really rude, nasty stuff. But Cohen's also admitting his mistakes, and he's serving jail time. Now, as far as I know, Anthony Scaramucci hasn't broken the law, so there's no reason for him to serve jail time. But he spent a lot of time talking up Trump, and now suddenly he's seen the light. But it's like he got kicked out, and then he kept talking up Trump, and then it's only when he realized he couldn't get back in that suddenly he had this epiphany. So I have but he does have connections, so there might be something to that. So we'll have a look. But love Jalou, love the kitty. I have 2 wiener dogs. Aw. Susan, Donald J for jerk Trump. I like it. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, hitting the like and subscribe button really does help. Thank you, Kay Nelson. Hey, Becca, how you doing? What are the surprises going to be? Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, Kate finally got the laundry folded. Good, good. It does take up a lot of time. Hello, Becca. Okay, Holly's asking, will 45 physically hit Biden during one of the debates? I keep getting there's only going to be like one debate or something. Like there aren't going to be. But let's have a look. Elena's asking, could Donald Trump be tried for negligent manslaughter? It is appalling how much the people high up in government are protected from facing legal consequences of their actions. It's extremely frustrating. Janice is asking, would John Kelly come out and speak? Yeah, Kelly's been awfully quiet. And yeah, silence is a message in and of itself, but Kelly's no prince. And anybody who's remaining silent, at least with Scaramucci, I'm like, all right, we'll check. You know, I'll give him the opportunity to actually redeem himself, but yeah, Kelly has a long way to go. Jenny's asking, have you read on how Biden will do during the debate with Trump? Yeah, I got that Trump's not going to fare well in that one. He's not gonna do really well. Biden's actually a really good debater. So, it's all right, something stuck. Uncover the news. Kristen, Illinois mail ballot request passed 1 million and counting. I believe it. You want to see mine? Estelle's saying it's voluntary manslaughter. Yeah. Yeah. But G-Day saying 57 days, 13 hours, 20 minutes, but who's counting? Yep. Mine is right. Oh, I don't have it up. What happened there? Oh, now I'm disappointed. Yeah, I actually had it up in a tab. I'll have to put it back. But yeah, it's usually sitting right here. Okay, so let me start on these questions. And let's start with Republican. The -45 October surprise. Okay, they, well, let's just do, what will the Republican I just misspelled that. October surprise. It's not easy to type in nails. October surprise B. And then Democrats. October surprise. So actually, I should be clearer. What will the Republicans put out as an October surprise? And then Democrats put out as an October surprise. Okay, so we'll look at one and then the other. We are at 37, end of touch. So it's like 37 and a half. Alrighty. What are the Republicans going to put out as an October surprise? Close my eyes here. What are the Republicans going to try to put out as an October surprise? Or September, whatever. Or, November 1st or 2nd. But what is known as an October surprise, the kind of big, spoilery thing. What are Republicans going to put out as an October surprise? They're scrambling. Someone thinks they have an idea, but there's going to be a certain amount of throwing everything at the wall just to see what sticks. And that is America in general, especially women, looking on the Republican surprise as, yeah, nice try. She does not look impressed. That is, sorry, I should stabilize my hand better. She does not look impressed. So, Magician, heartbreak. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to take initiative. They've got the thing, bring it out to hurt. And mostly we're just like, yeah, we've already been beaten up enough by your own president, by your own party's president. And the Republican energy is weakening, and then we go into election with a weakened Republican Party. Nice try. I don't know. I don't even know, because all I'm getting, I'm not even getting like what it is, because it feels like this is America, and this is the electorate looking at all of the things the Republicans have been coming out with, and it's just like, yo, whatever. Can we vote now? Okay, what? Okay, we're up about 40. Nancy Pelosi sending aliens to invade the Earth. Yes, that must be it. Okay, we're at 40 for this. Democrats. Are the Democrats going to have any kind of October surprise for Trump? And that could be Democrats in office. It could be Cy Vance, hello, indictments. Could it be Letitia James, hello, indictments? Could it be, what are Democrats going to put out as their big September, October, early first couple days of November spoiler? I mean, nothing surprises us anymore. I understand. Let's see here. Let's see. There's even like people asking, and it's a kind of, I've got like political leaders like laughing, like we just let him talk. Oh, Kat saying Ghislaine Maxwell's files will come unsealed in October. Really? I hadn't heard that. All right, what's the October surprise that the Democrats are going to put out there? What is the October surprise? Oh, gosh, I hope it's not about children, because if it is, that means children have been hurt. Kristen with Uncover the News. Trump Postmaster DeJoy accused by former employees of major campaign donation violations. Well, that's... yeah, well, let's hope they get him. Anyway, okay, October surprise to hurt Trump. This guy's getting very dark. Alexa, turn on the entrance hall light.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the study light.
Okay.
All right, 7 of Wands. Ace of Cups. Justice. World card. Oh, there's Pelosi looking happy. It's justice based. Look for the courts. Look for prosecutors. Look for courts. Look for the big spoiler October surprisey thing is it's going to come. It's going to be legal, which brings it's huge. I mean, it's this is the highest major arcana card. So they're going to be, by then, yeah, the Democrats will still be on the defensive to some extent. There's still going to be the back and forth. Actually, this could be either side being on the defensive, but this is an overflow. This is a new beginning and an overflow of Democratic sentiment, but Democratic power as well. But right, the center of the reading, we have the Justice card, which creates the end of an era, and all it leaves is Pelosi looking quite pleased, a little smug, but quite pleased. So, all right, TikTok. Ricky's asking, is Trump sabotaging his own campaign because he wants to return to his former life? Subconsciously, probably. Reality, no. He really just is that awful, and he doesn't want to leave because he knows all the protections. He knows all the protections are going to go away. It was really worth watching. I put the link up on the community page of the open mic back from 2015 during the class action suit against Trump about Trump University. And there was an open mic where he was talking to his lawyers, and Mother Jones got hold of it and went through it and broke it down bit by bit. It's really worth going back and watching that. because you really get a sense of what Trump's really like and what he's like under pressure and how and the questions he asks and the bragging he does and saying that things happen because he, you know, Trump University had a D minus, but we threatened to sue them and we called them and they changed it to an A. And it's just like, no, this isn't actually what happened at all. The bad reviews roll off after about 3 years, and by 2014, they're, the thing had been closed since 2010. So, but no, he called and he told them and forced them to change. And it's just like, he really is that awful. News: Trump ended France trip having art loaded in the Air Force One. Yeah, it was a painting and 4 figurines from the embassy, I believe. And he decided he liked them and he brought them back and they're in the White House now. So, yeah, it wasn't anything major, and I believe it was from the U.S. Embassy. So, I don't think he's going to run to Putin if he loses, to be honest. And I've always gotten it. There's some reason he can't. So, if Putin sends commandos to rescue Trump from the Secret Service, will be at war. It's not going to happen. Putin would laugh at that. Putin's not going to take that kind of risk for Trump. He thinks Trump's an idiot. Okay, 47 and a bit. So, well, this is a good question. 47. They're all good questions, but this is a particularly good one. Will Trump's financial documents leak out? Let's have a look. Yeah, I like that, Pank. Pretty sure Pooty doesn't like losers. Losers. Yep. Oh. Well, Tina, I don't know about who raised him, but yeah, he's married to a woman who he met when he was 15, and she was his teacher. And his parents sent him to school in a different city to try to separate them, to get them apart from each other. But he just kept pursuing her. And he said, I'm going to marry you someday. And I mean, he was obsessed with her. It's a very weird situation. But anyway, we're now at will Trump's financial documents leak? Ricky's saying a Trump University diploma is about as valuable as Confederate money. Worthless. Yeah. Trump's financial documents. Are they finally going to leak? This could be one of 2 meanings. We'll see what the other cards say. This could either be no, they're kept they're kept on lockdown, or it could mean it becomes clear just how little money Trump actually has. Judgment about business. But this is in the past. Trump he will just go to any lengths to keep his real financial picture hidden. We know that. Disappointment, but then celebration. We've been very disappointed. But look at that. That's the card of celebration. We already know we already generally know. We already can pass judgment on his financial situation in general, and Trump just goes nuts when you try to expose him, and we've been frustrated as heck. The card for reading is this, and then we've got celebration. So is that just from, say, the election, after the election, or is this his financial documents leaking? Don't drink the tea, Donald. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get something into his. Putin would try to have to get something into his Diet Coke. Documents leaking. Okay, what is this? What is this about? This would be interesting. I'll have to look at his astrology chart when I look at his astrology chart here shortly. For right now in the transits to see if it's hinting at anything. All right, well, there's Trump the man, not Trump the emperor. That's Trump the man. He's a fool. Oh, Weisselberg, the Trump organization accountant. Financial officer, whatever. He he's up to his neck in all this campaign finance violations and what have you. There's a lot. There's quite a burden that you end up with trying to clean up in the wake of this fool. People studying, people are looking, this is forensic accounting. Okay, there's a card I get from Mar-a-Lago. Oh, investigators. Heavy duty investigations. And this is, it's feeling very strongly like the Trump's investigators looking at Trump's real estate deals, like that was it the Russian oligarch, was the aluminum. It was like the aluminum guy or something. I forget what exactly, but he bought one of Trump's properties for twice its value. So instead of paying like 50 million or 54 million, which is what Trump paid, he paid like 96 million or something for the same thing. There'd been no updates, nothing. Basically, he was laundering money. And that's coming in very strongly. How Trump got money through these properties. So investigation in the center, study, burning the midnight oil, studying the burden left in the wake of this person. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of study. It's actually feeling more like it's not the documents that are going to leak. Maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. Or let me just ask. Because is it documents that are going to leak, or are there going to be actually indictments? And in the indictments, they would say, we accuse Trump of this, and this. All right, I've got a card here of disappointment. That's not good. All right. You think the King of Wands is Trump the man? I think the King of Wands is Bernie. I don't usually read on Bernie, and Trump has always come up as the King of Wands. I think it's the moon, because it's a fire sign. Sorry, fuzz in my drink. Because it's a fire sign, Sagittarius is a fire sign. I think that's why. But that's just how it's always come up. Oh, okay. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, 7 of Cups. There's my King of Swords. There it is. Newsflash. People like the congressional Democrats haven't been wildly successful. This is what the Democrats want, Democratic voters want of the leaders, and this is kind of what they're getting. It's a page. She's there, but it's not the king. It's not the queen. It's not even a knight. It's the page. That's kind of what it feels like. And Trump's been able to spin things and, gosh, just on and on and on and on and on, delays and but thank you, John, ambassador of hope. Oh, thank you. That makes me feel really good. This is an investigator. This is a prosecutor specifically. Prosecutor looking at Trump's Byzantine. No, I don't know. I can't even think of a word that's strong enough for Trump accounting. And there's so many people he's hurt, but this really feels like enough comes out that it's people who are losing their homes right now, people who are suffering, people who are having to go to food banks, hearing about all the ways that Trump lied and cheated and lived this incredibly lavish lifestyle by grift and money laundering. Hey guys, do me just kind of a favor, and could you guys not talk about prostitution anymore? Thanks. Thank you, Lady Farley. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me see if I can get any more on this, because I think this is important. Ships coming in. This can be a card of karma. It can also be a card of business. It's your ship's coming in. You finally, what you've sent out comes back. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Rancor. This is a partnership among, this is groups. I get queens for groups of this would be groups of Democrats, different groups of Democrats in different areas forming a partnership, which causes immense rancor. So, with Trump stuff coming back to roost. All right. So while and there's the election, the strongest card here is the judgment. It's the election. This is the card for election day. For the election day, and oh, I know, Dave. I know, Dave. We definitely need to laugh at Trump. Absolutely. Okay, so hey, Kathy. All right. Next, it is 1 hour. Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Laundry, the never-ending story. Yes, it is. 60. Thank you, Ken. Okay, Scaramucci. Yeah. Scaramucci has tweeted, "We have more surprises in store for next week." Okay. All right, let's check here. The mooch. First of all, mooch, can you be trusted? I'm asking honestly. Can you be trusted? 3 cards. Not showing a whole lot of moral consistency here, Spiff. No, we can't, says Harpy. I understand. He's not for either party. He's kind of a knight for hire. Yeah, there's not Eric Prince levels of mercenary, but knight for hire, verbal knight for hire. Secrets. He just wants to be on the winning side. Sure, let's do the Republican thing. Would I date him? No. I'm not saying he'd want to date me, but I'm just saying that's you know, I some of these guys, it's just like, okay, I'm a single woman. Let me think. Does this person show the qualities I would want to in someone I would want to know and get to know better and all? No. He doesn't have a moral center. Can we trust you about information on Trump? If this is where you've decided your bread is buttered, can we trust you on information about Trump? Yeah, he definitely got some information while he was in the Trump orbit. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. He got some information, and then he was tossed out on his ear. I think he made some friends. He does know some things. I don't know how seriously to take this. This might be a little bit of his own hyperbole, because this would be the death of the victory, and it's like. Uncover the news, Kristen. And now, Kristen with the news. Atlantic editor says reporting on Trump comments about fallen service members has only just begun. There you go. The Atlantic story has seriously long legs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You what? I agree. Yeah. All right. What you got? Give us the information, and if you've got receipts, I'm listening. What you got, Mooch? Kind of a good nickname for him. Mooch is where you kind of live off of other people's resources. Yeah. What have you got? Can we trust you? Okay, Nelson, I understand. I'm just in the sense of, yeah, I wouldn't. I've, I'm very, I would never, um, I would never even look twice at a married man. Um, but let's see. Okay, do you have the goods? Do you have the goods? Do you have receipts? What you got? Who? Crystal saying GOP candidate. Oh, that they're from QAnon. That one sending rifle threats to other Democratic Republicans. Ew. Ooh. Scary. Okay. Well, on the defensive. Let's see here. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna close the door. Hang on. There. Okay. On the defensive. Right there. All right. Feels beaten up. Nine of Pentacles. By the way, that's kind of thrown me. The thing about the would I date him? I didn't mean that literally. Just so you know. I I I shouldn't have said that. Anyway. Ricky, Autumn, there was an old Cab Calloway song called Minnie the Moocher. Oh, that was a good song. That was a good song. Um, Sitting Pretty. Okay. He's in getting in better with yes. Okay. He's been we know and love you. Thank you, Kay Nelson. Um, why am I shaking? Whew. I think I'm hungry. Anyway, he was on the defensive. He definitely went through all of those wars, but he's in a good position now, and the American people are it's like, all right, what do you got? What do you got? Well, that's an action taken. That's here, beat Trump with this. And there's Biden. This is okay. That's something is possible. He has something with which to politically beat Trump with. Here, he's giving a weapon to Joe Biden and America to use against Trump. That's what that feels like. Well, what else? What else? What else? Death threats are on Twitter. Jeez. Hey, maybe take a sip of your iced tea. Good idea. Good idea, Pink. Thank you. And then I'll look at, see what form this is going to take. Okay, thank you. What form is this going to take? And he's handing us a weapon, and it looks like a rude weapon. So it's not nice. Wow. Okay. This is a whole lot of prove it, but that's that's the political swords in Trump's back. This would be, if this was someone credible, I'd be saying, okay, this is going to be big. With an ace of wands and the swords, political swords, all going into Trump's back, and this might even be one of them. But I just don't trust. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize that was frozen. Let me see if I can do something about that. There, hopefully that'll help. Sorry about that. Okay, this weapon that he's giving to America and Biden. It's if it was somebody credible, I would say this would be a big deal, but we'll have to see. Got a death card, death of victory. Okay, I can't tell. I'll be honest, I can't tell. I can't tell if this is real or this is his own self-aggrandizement. Scaramucci's self-aggrandizement. He thinks it's massive, or I don't know. Is anybody else reading on this? Just wondering. I mean, I know that's kind of, you're watching me, so I'll do the work. But Maria's saying we would call the mooch in Italian un pezzatino. Pezzatino, I think? A small man, figuratively. Pezzatino. Okay. Anybody else getting anything on this? Because I can't tell if this is real or this is his hyperbole. I'm important. I have the inside scoop. I have the, it's like, yeah, well, where have you been? Six of Cups, definitely trying to ingratiate himself. And Dave, Trump is so guilty of so many things I can't imagine a surprise. You know what? You have a point. Pink, I was playing along earlier, happy to check. Yes, please. Work, holding still, quiet. So it's like, what this is saying is he would put something out big, important. He put something out important, and then he would go quiet and just go home with his family. Okay, here we go. Renier, Mooch got screwed by Trump and now he wants to reciprocate. Got that in my throw. That makes sense. That I totally believe. Pammy saying, I love that Autumn donates a share to a large food bank. I always donate to Northwest Harvest as I supply local food banks. Thank you for that. Thank you, Pammy, and thank you so much for donating. Yep, 10% of gross income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food banks across the country. So, all right. Unless anybody has anything to add, we'll see. We'll see if he's a legend in his own mind or if this is going to be a big deal. Because the cards are saying massive deal, but it's like hyperbole? Can't tell. Like, honestly, I can't tell. Cover the news. Kristen, ex-staffers at DeJoy's former business say he reimbursed them for donations to GOPers. Oh, I hope they have receipts. Okay. Anything else about the mooch anybody got? Otherwise, I'm going to go on to 76. Pink, yep. Mooch knows about some theft or short shifting of monies. He's going to pass info along. Oh, really? So, do you know something about Trump theft? Sleight of hand heist. Okay. I threw again. Mooch is all about revenge. Okay, Rennie, thank you for that. I appreciate it. World card. Sword of truth, showing the world the truth. Decision. Partnership. This is just him. This isn't about what he's got. This right here, this would be the revenge part. But we know Trump's such a thief. He lies about his money, where he got it. Anthony Scaramucci. Kristen's here. Tweet. President lowlife bully criminal. Yes. All right. He's just a New Yorker who has something to say. There we go, Dave. There we go. All right. I like it. Okay. So let's go on to 77. The debates. Now I'll just put 77. The debates. All right. Are there going to be debates, first of all? Or it's just some debates? Are there going to be? Trump doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to debate. He doesn't want to have to answer questions. He doesn't. He thinks he can just go in and be a bully, but he starts like dragging his feet. And plus the fact, it's seriously, and YouTube, entertainment only. Entertainment only. Just reading cards. Don't take this as anything more than just maybe my opinion. Trump is going to be high as a kite. He's going to have had lots of apple juice. Lots of apple juice, so he's juiced up. Lots of apple juice. That's what we call it around here. Crystal says, yeah, I don't think he's afraid for the debates. I can't wait. He thinks he can do it, but I think he's going to start dragging his feet. He's going to, he's all bully up front, but bullies are cowards. Hey, Kristen, breaking news. Mnuchin of Versailles says the Trump administration and Pelosi have agreed to a plan to avoid a government shutdown on October 1st. Good. Oh, Pink I got that Trump is trying to get his hands on the debate question. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. But Trump is going to be a hot mess. Whew. I can almost taste the chemicals, from the apple juice. Apple juice. 4 of Swords. Lover's card. Ace of Pentacles. Star, Queen of Swords. Because of the illness, there hasn't been a lot. There haven't been a lot of rallies and things like that. And so this is Trump's chance to get up there and be in front of the, but there isn't going to be an audience, is my understanding. He's not going to be able to get the kind of reactions he got on with Hillary. So he doesn't get the buzz off of that. What I seriously, this could mean, yeah, he's just, it's huge. It's huge for Republicans, but honestly, what this feels like is it's just trying to tell me in no uncertain terms, there will be one and no more. It's what it feels like. There will be one. And this could be just going out there. I want some clarification on this, because between that, this is the star card, so being up on camera in front of the front of the world. This is swords of communication. They're air signs, which can be communication. So this would be being on TV, but it could also be, yeah, you're a big star until the investigators arrive to, the police or somebody arrives to arrest you, indict you. I don't know. Okay, so give me some clarification on this. Does that mean it's a huge win for Trump? Or does it mean, yeah, that's not going to go well and it'll end even worse because of investigations and stuff? Or does Trump wipe the floor with Biden? You know, I don't get the cards. I don't get the cards I want to. I really don't. Still don't have Ivanka getting in much trouble for anything. Strength card. King of Swords, King of Cups, Six of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Hanged Man. I need some more information. That's just kind of telling me. It feels like it's just telling me a very straightforward thing. It's not really answering my question. It's just, you know, two old guys, nostalgia time. Two old guys up there arguing. The debates. Something is definitely coming. I can feel some major disruption coming, and that is absolutely gorgeous. Knight of Swords. Those are aggressive investigators. Could be aggressive debating, but I don't know. Eight of Cups. Three of Wands, Sun. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm not getting, in all these cards, I'm not getting a Justice card. So it does feel like Biden brings the pain. Oh, wait, that's not enough here. You think that's bad? Let me hit you again. Let me hit you with this. And let me hit you with this. And let me hit you with that. And so it ends up that so much of what Trump has done comes back to haunt him. And it's on a massive scale. And something about merchants. Trump the merchant. Are they having the debate at a Trump hotel? Did they manage to do that? I think Biden will do better than people think. Absolutely, Crystal. I mean, he just wiped the floor with Paul Ryan. That was beautiful. The more Trump bullies, the more scared he is. It's just tell. Oh, he's gonna, yeah. Okay. And lastly, Ace of Cups. The Dynasty, the Fool, Fruits of Labor, Melania and Trump. That tells me nothing. Okay, we're done there. And then the last thing I'll ask is 87. I'll ask, will John Kelly come out and speak? What's going on with, is he going to get up and do something? And then for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning, I'm going to just go over, for the astrology section this week, I'm going to just go over this printout I have about Trump. What happened 3 days ago astrologically? Is there something here that helps explain why the bubble burst? What happened here that the bubble burst? Because it's like, really? So that's coming up. But first, let us ask about John Kelly. He was not a nice person. Reactionary, bigoted. I'm sorry. He's just, I'm not a fan. Okay, John Kelly. Let's see if I can reach out for this energy. I don't know why I'm getting this. He likes being tall. He likes being able to command the room, presence. So why aren't you speaking out about Trump publicly? Are you going to? There's the thing about, military, and you don't speak out against the commander in chief, and it's like, yeah, you do. It feels like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it feels like a moral cowardice masquerading as military decorum. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. Oh, House of Lenormand. Yes, that excerpt from Cohen's book. I have that on Twitter. I made 5 graphics with key things that have come out from the Cohen book so far. So, yeah. Kelly, well, that's the messenger. Okay, that's what we're asking about. 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Sun, Four of Cups, Six of Cups. There's he saw how chaotic it was in the White House, and he's a little bit worried about of all things, his pension. Because Trump is that petty. Dave's saying they're the products of the military-industrial complex, Autumn. Okay. Sun of the reading is the sun, but these are not the cards of bravery. These are not the cards of doing what's right. This is keeping your mouth shut, and this is, falling back on tradition. Becca from House of the great Becca from the Great House of Lenormand channel was talking about how the awful things Trump said about evangelicals when they came to the White House and laid hands on him and prayed. Alexandra just asked, did their hands burn, the evangelicals, when they put hands on him? It's like, oh, yeah. Crystal, God bless, protect our troops. They are heroes, period, always. Agreed, completely. Agree. Doesn't have something to do with children in cages. Gene, I'd believe it. Lovers. I shuffled it back in, and there's the messenger card again. Partnership. Quiet. He's talked to people behind the scenes, but this is not someone who's going out there and oops. This is quiet as a tomb. This is falling back on nostalgic, old ways of doing things. This is no thanks. Goodbye, General Kelly. You deserve your place in history, because it's not going to be pretty. Whoops. Okay. Guess we're done here, because I just went to shuffle and the whole thing almost went flying. All right. Is there anything we need to know? Is there any message for us? We are at 93. I go long on Sundays. 94. Okay. Oh, G-Day, yes. On the board of directors of a private detention center. What a lovely human being he is. Message for us, though. Crystal's asking, can you read on Mars retrograde's influence on the elections and the debates? I don't know that I need to read on it. It's retrogrades. It's taking a step. It's taking a couple steps back to double check what you've already done. So it will bring up old stuff, but it doesn't charge forward to new things and strength running forward. It weakens it. But anyway, message for us. All right, I'm getting very glowing, bright, divine light. That's good. You're not alone. Okay, it's the card of work. The card of just steadily working your way through what needs to be done. Very reasonable. King of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Ace of Cups, Hermit. There's a lot coming. Before we need to carefully weigh our choices and vote, I don't think it's going to be quite the burn the midnight oil, look over things very, very carefully. And certainly, and this actually, it might even be after, this is what the next administration's having to deal with to try to put things together. But this is a huge number of votes for Democrats, votes for this new, the new possibilities. But before we get there, there's a whole lot that's going to be coming out in the news in the next few weeks, certainly before the election. It's going to be a lot. And really the way to get through, it's going to make this overflow of Democratic support just really, it's going to seriously empower that, which leads to a lot of contemplation about the president. A bunch of voters contemplating, a lot of people checking his records, but yeah, that leads to a lot of that. But what it's saying for us is just slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Work steadily, support the military, give to charity and the needy where you can, people who are in need where you can. Don't go crazy with this. One of the reasons why I regularly give money to charity, but I only give to established charities. I know I don't help anyone personally, is because I'm a complete soft touch. Absolutely. You could take advantage of me like nobody's business. So I have to make certain that I keep very strong. I have these rules and guidelines I live by, and one of them is strong fences make good fences make good neighbors. And so help others, but take care of yourself. Do take care of yourself. Be generous with yourself, because most people I know, they don't give themselves enough credit. They don't say enough good things to themselves. They don't look in the mirror and reach and pat their own arm and say, you're doing okay. You're a good person. And, we need more of that. So slow and steady, be a decent person. We're all supporting the military. And, the usual stuff for strength. Try to walk more. Eat the occasional vegetable, which is a failing of mine. Yes, exactly, Catherine. Put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. Definitely help others, but put yours on first. So what it's saying is slow and steady wins the race, but yeah, there's definitely going to be some popcorn moments. Yeah. Okay. So pink. I got stay home, tend your garden, be careful with your money. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Estelle, can you see Trump flying out of the tower? No. No. I think Trump Tower is going to become a great big financial crime scene. Financial crimes. But thank you for looking, Pink. I agree. Okay, so let me go over this astrology thing about Trump, and I've got to get my pen off the floor where it fell. Okay, got it. La la la. Alrighty. Let's go over this briefly. Last week, I was talking about the T-square in the sky, which is why there's so much, so many people protesting, so much revolt, so much all of this happening. So that was already going on. This was on August 30th. Okay. But today, what we're looking at is, put that over here. This is Trump and the transits. These were the transits on September 3rd. Let me just write September 3rd on here so you can see it. This is on the Atlantic. Thank you, Elena. Thank you. Atlantic article published. All right. This is Trump on the inner circle here, and this is what was in the sky. All right, and the red lines tend to be more well, oppositions. The energy is it's not stable. It sloshes back and forth, and with squares, 90-degree angles, it's like an overload. Okay. The thing about one of the key things about Trump's chart is that he was born during an eclipse. Or right around an eclipse. His sun is at, let's just say 22 degrees of Gemini. His moon is at 21 degrees of Sagittarius across the way. All right, so these are in his chart. These are opposite. And your sun, is your sense of self. Your moon is your emotional nature. Emotions. Emotional needs and how you show emotion, okay? And this means that the energy, just like in those toys that where you go like this and the liquid flows from one end to the other and you can see the glitter going back and forth. I've been looking for one of those to use as an example so I can use it on the channel, but I can't find a Halloween one. I was very disappointed. Anyway, so his sense of self and his emotional nature, one is empowered at the weakness of the other. When he gets emotional, it feels like his sense of self is weakened. But his self is actually powering the rise of his emotions can go higher. It's a seesaw. The energy sloshing back and forth. But to him, it feels like the more emotional he is, the more it takes away from his sense of self. But the more his sense of self raises, the less emotional he is. The even less decent he is to other people. Okay, so this is key. This is one of the key things about his whole chart. And of course, your sun and your moon, the big three, When you go to a lot of astrology forums and astrology places, someone will literally put their name and then their sun sign, their moon sign, and their ascendant. And they'll literally put it with the Donald, and then this symbol for Gemini, and then this symbol for Sagittarius, and then this symbol for Leo. And so you have some sense of who you're dealing with, what kind of person they are. Okay, so this is a key function, key feature of his chart. Now, I think a key part of it is that you've got Neptune right here. All right, and Neptune, let's just do this quickly in case I need it. Neptune. All right, Neptune, the last official planet. It basically rules everything that's intangible, fog, illusion, spirituality. I'll put art, spirituality, fog. Saturn is all about forming, things taking form. It's the opposite. Form, time, gravity. That's one of the things it rules. Your bones are ruled by Saturn. So this diffuses. This Neptune diffuses. Well, this Neptune, yes, let's look at this for a second. Neptune is at 19 degrees, almost 20 degrees. All right. You've got a much, normally if something's within about 5 degrees in either direction, it'll be having an effect on something else. The sun and the moon are unusual. They're called the luminaries. So it's more like 10 degrees in either direction. So, I mean, this is close. This is very much a T-square, like I talked about before, where it's shaped like a T. You have some kind of opposition, and then you have something that is at right angles. You know, back in school, they'd make you draw the little thing that showed it was a right angle. So this is basically at a right angle to both of these. So you have this energy sloshing back and forth between Trump's self and his emotions, right? He has that in his chart. Well, along comes Neptune. And Neptune, normally what happens is that whatever is being sloshed back and forth here will often get dumped out through whatever the side the square is in the T-square. But with Neptune, what it can do is actually it can diffuse. It dumps out, but it also interacts with these, and as it's interacting, it's diffusing. It's this. It feels like since Trump got into office, facts don't matter. That he gets away with everything. Facts don't matter. Alternative facts, all this kind of thing. A lot of that is because Neptune has been in Pisces, which is a sign it rules. So when planets come home to their own signs, you'd think, great, they feel empowered there. Yeah, it's actually a problem because they don't just feel empowered. They come home and they're like, oh, I'm home. And Neptune entered Pisces in, I believe it was 2012. And that was the year the Avengers came out. And it was like, oh, I'm home. Special effects, movies, this all, all of this stuff. But planets, when they come home, they're like, oh great, they take off their belt and they put on their sweatpants and they're they don't shower like they should, and they just let it all hang out. And when Neptune does that, you end up with an era where facts mean less and less, and reality seems less real. And so we've had this influence, and this coming up to diffuse. That's a very strong Neptune coming in, diffusing and disrupting and destabilizing this flow of energy between Trump's sense of self and his emotions, arguably the two most important things in his chart. That's destabilizing him. And it's only 2 degrees away, and these planets move very slowly, these outer planets. However, it is in retrograde, which means it's actually already come through. It's already been, I don't know when it goes direct, I'll be honest, but it's already, from our position, it looks like it's going backwards in the sky. So it came up, it's gone past this point, and now it's backtracked. The thing about planets in retrograde, if you've heard me say this 100 times, please forgive me. Planets in retrograde are very much like when you want to leave your house and you need to be somewhere, you want to go, you open the door and you're about to walk through and walk out, and then you stop and you go, oh, wait. And you take 2 steps back and go, did I remember my keys? Is the water bowl full for the cats? Where's my list? Oh, there's my list. Okay, so I've got my keys, my phone, I've got my list. Okay, now I can move forward. It's that 2 steps back to double check that what did they miss? And it's kind of, I should look it up. I don't actually have an ephemeris handy. But when Neptune originally went over and perfectly squared this, but it does feel very much like Neptune. It came along and it was like, ta-da, and then it moved on, and it was like, wait. Were none of you paying attention? Let me back up a minute and show you what I missed, or show you, what you're missing. Back up. Hello, could you, this, okay, now we're moving forward again. At some point, it's going to start moving forward again. And it's like, yeah. So I don't, I think that had a lot to do with it. I think this has a lot to do with it. And I think it's a combination of things. Because if I look at these other things that are going on, right now, all of these are in retrograde. All these outer planets are in retrograde. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. They're all in retrograde. They're all taking those steps back. Another key feature of Trump's chart is this Jupiter. That's 17 degrees of Libra. Okay, Jupiter symbol, that even though they're the 5th and 6th planets, the Jupiter symbol looks like a 4 and the Saturn symbol looks like a 5. It's just how I remember it. Okay, this is at 17 degrees. And over here we have transiting. If you have a transiting planet, you put a T right there. Transiting Jupiter is at literally within 5 minutes, not degrees, 5 minutes of a square to natal Jupiter. Retrograde, put an R there, and just go backwards. Wow, okay, these are square each other. 17, within minutes of each other. right? So this square. So what happens on your birthday? On your birthday, okay, you have the sun in your you have the sun in your chart, and then you've got the sun in the sky, and it takes a year to go around the sun. So every year, sun goes all the way around, and then it comes right back to on the day you were born. It's right above your sun. Your sun is your sense of self, so it empowers your sense of self. It's like a double sun that day. And what are birthdays about? Me. Your sense of self. It's all about me. Me, 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 and me. Let's celebrate me. Let's have a cake. Let's have a cake to celebrate me. All right. So when planets, when they're conjunct, especially the sun, it will empower, especially the sun itself. It'll just, yay, it's all about me. Jupiter is all about expansion and luck. The frustration we have about Trump, about how he's so flippin' lucky, it just drives you nuts that he gets away with so much. He's so lucky. It's infuriating. Well, one of the reasons he's so lucky is because here's the thing. If you're looking at modern astrology charts, these, see if you can see this. These, okay, all right. Sorry about that. This is luck. This is expansion and luck. The greater beneficence, they used to call it, a word nobody else uses, and a word that is just not used today. Expansion and luck. And if you look at the colors, this is right here. It's kind of, I hope you can see it. This is it's kind of a light teal color right there. Well, any of these other signs that are this light teal color, so there are 3 of them, that means that there are 3 of them, and 1 to here, and if you divide a circle by 3, you get 120 degrees. It's called the aspect is called a trine, 3, because you're splitting the circle into 3. So this at 17, the sun up here at 22, they're so close. This trine, this gentle energy. So all this luck and expansion is constantly giving luck and expansion, just gentle, constant flow of luck and expansion to Trump's sense of self. It's infuriating. But I'll tell you, if I had been fortunate enough to have children and I could have chosen something for them, I would have absolutely given them a good Jupiter placement. Huge. It makes a huge thing. So this has been a lot of his get out of jail free card right there in his life. Get out of trouble free card has been right there. Jupiter has been through, it's in retrograde, so it's already gone past this point, but it too is backing up, going, hey, wait. Have you guys noticed? Let me show you. Let me point this out again, because you seem to have missed it. And this is a square, which is the overload. So it's, what happens if you've got a light bulb and it doesn't blow as soon as there's an overload? What would it do? It would suddenly shine brighter, but it wouldn't be steady. It would maybe buzz. It would catch your attention, but it would be like, oh my gosh, that's not good. So that is what's happening to his lucky Jupiter. And then the last thing I'll mention is Pluto. This is the old-fashioned symbol for Pluto. It's complicated, but this is basically Pluto. Okay? Is at 10 degrees, 3 minutes. That's in his chart. Up here, you have Uranus, which was discovered by a man named Herschel. So you've got this H right in the symbol itself. That is at 10 degrees 33 minutes. And anytime, and any of these signs, when the numbers are the same, these things are probably in aspect to each other. So you just have a look at where they are. Well, this is in Taurus. This Pluto's in Leo. So let's see, how far away are they? Each of these signs is 30 degrees. So you go 3, 6, 9, 90 degrees. It's square. That's the overload. Uranus is, it's humanitarianism, but it's rebelliousness as well. It's the rebel. Technology and humanitarianism. Age of Aquarius, ruled by Uranus. Humanitarianism. Pluto is your power. Your inner sense of power. Who's got the power? It's often more power behind the scenes, or who's really running the show, kind of thing. So this rebel, most of these planets, you can think of a lot of these planets, they're spinning on their axis, their normal axis, right? So it's like they're doing these pirouettes around the sun. Isn't that lovely? Well, not Uranus. Something happened to Uranus along the way. It's actually rolling along like a bowling ball. I mean, it's on its side and it's spinning like that. Other planets are like, oh yeah, this is great. And it's like, no, it's doing its thing. It bolts out of the blue. It can be incredibly disruptive. Rebelliousness, and against this ideal humanitarianism, these ideals, weirdness, robots, tech. This is all under Uranus's domain. And it is square, which is that overload. To Trump's sense of power. So this bolt out of the blue, overloading, disrupting his sense of power. The overload, the square with Uranus, is going to be particularly disruptive, particularly bolts of, it isn't just like even just an overload, it's more like surges coming and going. So you've got this to this to that. Okay. So I think it's a combination of these. And even though these are all in retrograde, we'd think, oh, but if they're going retrograde, they're not going to be as strong. No. They're going back and making sure they get things that so they aren't missed. So it can go forward now, because it's like, no. I want to make sure you didn't miss this. And I think it's a combination of the three things. I think it is this weakness caused in his very, very lucky Jupiter. I think it's these disconcerting bolts of square energy from destabilizing rebellious Uranus hitting his sense of power. And I think it's Neptune diffusing his emotions, his sense of self, his supreme selfishness. It's just coming in here and just overloading, disrupting these key parts of his chart. So I think this is what's happening. I think all three of these happened at the same time. And this it's literally just 30 minutes. These are outer planets, but this is an outer planet. They move so slowly. And it's in retrograde. So it's actually coming back. It's on its way back, to be exact here. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. That I think it's those three things. So I think it's Neptune is square his sun and his moon. I think it's Uranus square his Pluto is our transit natal. And it's Jupiter square his Jupiter. And this is in retrograde. This is in retrograde. And this is in retrograde. Actually, he has natal retrograde as well. Okay. I think it's those three things. Neptune square the sun and the moon. Uranus, discovered by Herschel, square Trump's Pluto, PL. And then the fifth planet, which symbol looks like a 4, Jupiter, square transiting Jupiter squares natal Jupiter. Okay, that is what I wanted to. Trump's luck running out. I don't know that it's running out. I think it just it weakened. It weakened enough. It's been weakening enough with the combination of the three things. That's my opinion. I'm certainly, there are some gifted astrologers out there that seriously they have forgotten everything I know. I mean, they're so good. So they may have better information, but this is what I'm seeing. So I just wanted to share, and of course we still have this opposition going on, but I think this has a lot to do with it. So this is in retrograde. It's gonna keep moving backwards, and then eventually it'll go direct again. So it's gonna be affecting his lucky spot. This is gonna be affecting this lucky spot for quite some time. And then once it starts and gets out of the way, some of his luck may rematerialize. But these are slow moving planets. I mean, even Jupiter, pretty slow. So, all right, that is going to do it for me for today. All right, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much. And thank you to our troll slayers. Thank you so much to our moderators. Could not do this without you. All right, so you guys hang in there. I will be back tomorrow for the regular tarot readings, and just hang in there. It's gonna be an interesting week. Let's see if the mooch really has the goods. All right, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.